there's a lot of stigma attached to it, and there really shouldn't be. So maybe you've moved to a new city for work, you've ended a long-term relationship, you need to find a new circle of friends, or maybe you've just outgrown the people that you used to hang out with, and that means that you want to find a new circle of friends. But drop the shame, there's no shame in it. How to make friends as an adult is our topic for this week. So there's a lot of stigma attached to this, there's a lot of shame, people often feel quite embarrassed about it, but actually there's nothing to be embarrassed about, because there's lots of different reasons why you might find yourself in a situation where you need to make new friends. So I'm going to cover 3 tips today. I'm going to make sure you can also see the waterfall because it's beautiful. I hope you can hear me over the water. I'm going to cover 3 tips today to help you make friends as an adult, because here's the thing. We're often talking about romantic relationships, dating, healing our dating drama, and the relationship with ourselves. All of that is really, really important. But the chances are, if we find connection hard, we probably find all connection difficult in some way. And so you might find yourself at a time in your life where you're a little surprised that you need to find a new circle of friends, but you do, and here we are, and let's move forward. I've been there many a time, so here are my tips that I've used in my life and I found really, really effective. So the first thing is, look at the activities that you're already doing and go do that in a group. So let's say you're really fond of exercising and you're working out all the time. Go find a class at the gym, right, where you can meet people that way. Go find activities where you have to pair up with people, like boxing is a really good one. You're always in partners with that, right, when you're like sparring and you're on the pads and all of that. If you're already a swimmer, go find a swimming club. If you're a runner, go find a running club. You get the gist, right? If you like hiking, go find a hiking group. There'll be Facebook groups, there'll be meetups, there'll be all of that. Second tip, instead of looking at the things you're already doing, look at the things you want to do. What are the things you've wanted to try? So it could be something a bit more adventurous. It could be like open water swimming, kayaking. It could be hobbies. It could be things you wanted to learn. Go and find a place where you can go do that in a group. Again, there'll be Facebook groups, there'll be meetups, but think of those things that you're, oh, I've always wanted to try that, and then go find a group that has beginners going out doing that very thing. And with all these tips too, we're not going out with the intention of finding friends. We're putting ourselves in situations where we can be with like-minded people, and connection and friendships can evolve and grow naturally from there. Right? We don't want to force any of that. But naturally that can occur because we're around people that are like-minded. Tip 3, personal development / activism. In fact, let's make these 2 separate ones. So point 3, personal development and spirituality. So find personal development events in your area. You may have to travel for this, so just note that you might have to travel to a larger town or a city, and there might be things in your area. So it's both things. You might have to travel to somewhere a bit larger if you're somewhere that's quite small. Like me, I'm in a very rural area, and you might be surprised when you look up things in your area. You go, oh, they have this thing, I had no idea they had drumming circles near me, or whatever the case may be for you, or gong baths or whatever it is. You might be surprised, so don't discount that there's not anything in your area before you've looked, and at the same time know that if it's not there, then 1, you might have to create it, and 2, you might have to travel to get there. Point 4, activism. Activism is a bit of a dirty word. I feel like sometimes we get a bit freaked out by it, but what it really is change making. So let's soften it and call it that, change making. What change do you want to see? What are you really passionate about? Whether it is LGBT rights, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it is animal welfare, like whatever it is for you, whether it's all those things, that's brilliant. Go find groups who are doing really, really great work in that area. It doesn't necessarily have to be the protests and things like that. It could be anything to do with making a change in that area that you're really, really passionate about. So there's 4 tips again. Find things that you're already doing and go do it in a group. Look at things that you've always wanted to do and then go find a group to do that with. Find personal development events or spirituality events in your area or in nearby towns and cities. And also look at activism and change making and see if you can get involved with a group who are doing some really beautiful work there. I really hope that helped you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. A bonus tip or point that I completely forgot to tell you, but I'll tell you as I'm walking to the lake. So the biggest thing here really is to drop the shame around it too. Like there's lots and lots of reasons why you might find yourself in a situation where you need to make new friends as an adult. I'm talking specifically like mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s, right, and above. There's a lot of stigma attached to it, and there really shouldn't be. So maybe you've moved to a new city for work, maybe you have moved overseas, maybe you've ended a long-term relationship, you need to find a new circle of friends, or maybe you've just outgrown the people that you used to hang out with, and that means that you want to find a new circle of friends. But drop the shame, there's no shame in it. I found myself in that situation many a time, and what it's allowed me to do is get really good at finding ways to meet people locally, whether I'm there for a long time or a short time. And it's a beautiful thing. Connection is connection, right? How we are in one relationship is how we are in all relationships. Try not to wake these people up because it's still very early in the morning. It's about 6:45 a.m. Okay, I'm gonna go for a swim now. I love you guys. See you next week.